Before you take another sip of your morning coffee, I want your full attention. Because today, we're talking about something that has left even doctors raising their eyebrows. Not out of disbelief, but because of how simple and effective it actually is. Most people start their day with coffee. It's a routine, a ritual, a moment of calm in the chaos. But what if I told you that adding just 1 spoon of a natural, science-supported powder can transform that ordinary cup into something your body will actually thank you for? Now, I'm not talking about sugar, flavored creamers, or the processed additives that flood your bloodstream with things your body has to fight through. I'm talking about a powder that has been studied, tested, and shown to support blood sugar balance, improve energy stability, and enhance metabolic function. And the most shocking part, most people already have it in their kitchen, and they have no idea how powerful it really is. For years, patients have asked me, "Doctor, what's the easiest thing I can add to my routine that will actually make a difference?" They expect a complicated plan, a long list of supplements, or a schedule they can't maintain. But sometimes, making your body stronger doesn't require a complicated routine. Sometimes all it takes is the right information and one simple habit. Coffee itself is already a powerful antioxidant source. It wakes up the brain, stimulates the metabolism, and gives your cells a boost. But pairing it with the right natural powder, whether it's cinnamon for blood sugar control, cocoa for heart health, or fiber for digestive balance, creates a supportive combination your body recognizes instantly. It slows the release of caffeine, prevents the crash, and provides your system with something it can actually use. Not just something that tastes good. And here's where things get interesting. When this powder mixes with the warmth of your coffee, it blends into your bloodstream at a rate that allows your body to absorb its benefits steadily throughout the morning. That means better mental clarity, better energy, and better stability, especially for those who struggle with the highs and lows of caffeine. Instead of feeling jittery or anxious, your body stays grounded, steady, and controlled. Most people drink coffee and hope it gets them through the day, but coffee paired with the right powder can do something entirely different. It supports your day. It assists your metabolism instead of overwhelming it. It balances your energy instead of draining it. It gives your brain focus instead of fog. And that is exactly why doctors are paying attention. Because something this simple should not work this well, yet research shows it consistently does. But the real shock isn't the powder itself. It's the fact that people have overlooked it for so long. They underestimate the small habits. They underestimate the tiny adjustments. But long-term wellness isn't built from big changes. It's built from small things done consistently. And adding this powder to your daily coffee is one of those small things that can ripple out into something much bigger. You see, when you start your day with a choice that supports your health, the rest of your day naturally follows that path. You make better food decisions. You feel more motivated. You think more clearly. You move with more purpose. And when your body feels supported, your mind responds with confidence. So today I want you to step back and consider this simple shift. A spoon of a natural, beneficial powder, something as small as that, can strengthen your metabolism, calm your caffeine response, protect your heart, and help you feel more stable and energized throughout the day. If you want a routine that works for you instead of against you, this is it. How adding just 1 natural powder to your coffee can transform your daily routine, and why even doctors are surprised by the impact of such a small change. Explaining in simple terms how your metabolism, energy levels, and brain respond when the right powder blends with the warmth of your morning coffee. How this powder helps control morning blood sugar spikes, reduces caffeine crashes, and keeps your energy steady throughout the day. How the combination of coffee plus the powder boosts metabolic efficiency, supports weight management, and strengthens your body's natural energy system. Breaking down the research showing how this powder works with coffee's antioxidants to support heart health, digestion, and cellular protection. Why your brain responds positively to this blend, helping enhance attention, calmness, memory recall, and mental sharpness. Exploring lesser-known advantages like hormonal balance, digestion support, and reduced caffeine-related stress responses. Encouraging listeners to embrace this as a consistent, powerful habit that builds long-term wellness with minimal effort. When we talk about health, most people expect complicated plans, strict routines, or long lists of things they need to avoid. But every now and then, something so simple, so unexpectedly powerful, shows up right in front of us. Something nearly everyone can do without stress or major lifestyle changes. And that's exactly what makes this discovery so surprising. When you think of your morning coffee, you probably don't see it as a health tool. It's a comfort, a ritual, a moment of quiet before the day begins. But what if this simple routine could become the very thing that supports your body, your energy levels, and your long-term wellness in ways you've never imagined? That's the part that even health experts are talking about. The idea that adding just one natural powder, something so ordinary, so accessible, could cause such noticeable changes in how your body feels has caught attention for a reason. Most people underestimate the small habits. They underestimate how something you do every single day can influence your metabolism, your energy, and even your mental clarity. And when something is this easy, people don't expect it to work. That's the shocking part. Not because the powder is magical, but because your body responds so strongly to the right support at the right time of the day. And there is no time more impactful than the morning. That first thing you put into your system sets the tone for everything that follows. Your energy, your mood, your cravings, even your brain's ability to focus and stay calm. When you pair your morning coffee with a powder that supports blood sugar balance, digestive function, or metabolic steadiness, you're not just drinking coffee. You're feeding your body something it can actually use. And here's what often surprises people: this tiny addition doesn't require discipline, effort, or lifestyle change. You're already drinking coffee anyway. All you're doing is giving your system exactly what it needs to process caffeine more smoothly, absorb energy more steadily, and keep your morning more controlled. Imagine waking up and not feeling that mid-morning crash. Imagine feeling focused instead of jittery. Imagine having energy that lasts instead of energy that spikes and collapses. That's where this simple morning habit becomes so powerful. You're not just drinking coffee for a quick pick-me-up. You're turning it into a supportive morning ritual that aligns with your body instead of working against it. And this is where people often say, if it's really that effective, why haven't I heard about it before? The truth is, most people are never taught how everyday habits influence the body. They don't realize how much their morning choices affect their entire day. They don't realize how adding something as small as cinnamon, cocoa, or fiber powder can change the way their body handles caffeine, sugar, and stress. And they certainly don't realize how something so tiny can create a ripple effect that impacts metabolism, inflammation, focused digestion, and even long-term heart stability. That's why this message matters. Because you don't need expensive routines. You don't need complex diets. You don't need supplements stacked across your countertop. Sometimes, the greatest change comes from something simple. Something you can do without thinking, without struggling, without forcing yourself into new habits. Think about how many years you've had the same morning ritual. You reach for your coffee, maybe half awake, maybe pressed for time. But in that moment, you have an opportunity. You have the chance to turn an ordinary routine into an extraordinary advantage, one that supports your body the way your body has been asking for. And what makes this so remarkable is that your body responds quickly, not in a dramatic, unrealistic way, but in a steady, grounded, noticeable way. You feel more balanced. You feel more controlled. You feel ready for the day instead of overwhelmed by it. That's what health should feel like: supportive, sustainable, simple. And when seniors especially discover something that's easy and effective, it changes the game completely. There's no pressure, no heavy instructions, no complicated steps. Just a cup of coffee, something familiar, comforting, warm, and a little powder that makes everything work just a bit better. Over time, these tiny choices add up. They build strength in the background. They reinforce your wellness quietly, gently, steadily. And the best part is, you don't have to change anything else. You don't need to fight your routines. You don't need to give up the things you enjoy. You simply enhance what you already do. And that is the true beauty of this discovery. That something so small, something so effortless, can support your body in a way that feels natural, smooth, and surprisingly powerful. This is your reminder that health doesn't always come from dramatic changes. It can come from the simplest choice you make before the rest of the world even wakes up. When we look at something as ordinary as a cup of coffee, we rarely stop to think about what happens inside the body when that warm liquid hits the system. Most people drink it for the taste, for the comfort, or simply for the energy they hope it will give them. But what many never consider is how coffee interacts with other natural ingredients, especially when you add a powder that carries real nutritional support. Your body doesn't just treat it as a flavor boost. It responds, absorbs, breaks it down, and uses it in ways that can shape the entire rhythm of your morning. And that is exactly where the real power of this combination begins. When this powder mixes with the warmth of your coffee, the process doesn't stay in the cup. It becomes an active part of your physiology. The heat helps release natural compounds, allowing them to blend more efficiently with the coffee's antioxidants. Together, they begin a chain reaction that affects digestion, blood sugar regulation, and even the way your metabolism wakes up for the day. Most people don't realize how quickly the body responds to something this simple. Within minutes, your stomach recognizes the added nutrients, your bloodstream begins transporting them, and your cells prepare to use them as fuel. It's not dramatic, and it's not overwhelming. It's steady, controlled, and surprisingly effective. Coffee on its own can be a double-edged sword. It gives energy, yes, but sometimes it gives too much too quickly. That's why people experience jitters, anxiety, or sudden crashes a few hours later. What this powder does is create balance. It slows the absorption of caffeine just enough so your body doesn't get overwhelmed. It supports your digestive system so the coffee isn't irritating. It stabilizes the response so you feel energized instead of overstimulated. And the moment that shift happens, you begin to understand why this simple addition is gaining attention. Inside the body, everything is about timing and balance. When caffeine hits too fast, your heart races. When blood sugar rises too quickly, your energy drops soon after. When digestion is unsupported, inflammation can flare. But blending this powder with coffee creates harmony. It allows your morning drink to work with you, not against you. Instead of spiking your system, it smooths the transition. Instead of stressing your metabolism, it supports it. Instead of draining your energy later, it helps sustain it. And that is why so many people notice the difference almost immediately. Another thing most people don't realize is how responsive the brain is to this combination. Coffee stimulates millions of receptors at once, which is why you feel alert so quickly. But when paired with a stabilizing, nutrient-rich powder, the brain doesn't just wake up. It focuses. It stays calmer. It processes information more cleanly. That means clearer thoughts, better memory recall, and fewer moments of mental fog. Your brain gets to enjoy the benefits of caffeine without the downsides that sometimes distract or overwhelm you. And it's not just the brain that benefits. Your digestive system plays a major role in how you feel throughout the day. Coffee alone can irritate the stomach lining, increase acid, or disrupt hunger signals. But when the powder enters the picture, everything begins to work more smoothly. It supports the gut. It encourages steadier digestion. It adds fiber or antioxidants, depending on the powder, which means your body breaks down the coffee more comfortably. Instead of feeling uneasy or rushed, you feel grounded and ready for the day. Then there's the metabolic impact. Your metabolism is incredibly sensitive in the morning. The first thing you consume signals how it should behave for the next several hours. When you pair coffee with a powder that supports glucose regulation or reduces inflammation, you're telling your body to operate more efficiently. You're giving it the tools it needs to manage stress, energy, and nourishment in a way that keeps you balanced. Not spiking, not crashing, not fighting your own routine. This is what makes this blend such an effective daily habit. It aligns with your natural rhythm instead of disrupting it. Many people are surprised to learn that the simple act of combining certain nutrients with caffeine can reduce oxidative stress, support heart health, and even create a calmer energy curve throughout the day. It's not because the powder is special on its own. It's because the combination activates processes your body was already equipped to handle. You're not forcing anything. You're supporting what's already there. The body responds in the way it's meant to, by balancing, stabilizing, absorbing, and strengthening your natural systems. And this is where the message becomes meaningful. People often search for complicated solutions, expensive supplements, or strict programs, when in reality, something as simple as improving what you already consume can shift how your body performs. It's not about adding more pressure to your routine. It's about making your routine smarter, more supportive, more aligned with your health goals. And when one small addition can create this much internal harmony, it becomes more than a habit. It becomes a powerful tool for daily wellness. That is the difference a simple spoon of the right powder can make when blended with something you're already drinking every morning, turning an ordinary habit into an extraordinary advantage.